Hi, I'm Carl Major, and this is my top tip for respecting the wildlife when you're out paddling. Wildlife encounters out on your board can be one of the most amazing experiences and one of the best parts about paddling because we're silent and immersive in that environment. However, it's really important that we respect the wildlife that we're interacting with. One of the most common things that we're going to interact with in the UK around the coast are seals. These are amazing animals and they can be really inquisitive, but we need to be very respectful of their space as well. So if you are paddling around the coast, be mindful of pupping times. This is generally in the autumn where we need to give seals extra space. It's really important that we don't disturb seals and flush them off the rocks that they're on, because that can be very disturbing to their natural processes and it can be really dangerous for them. So if you're finding that as you're paddling towards seals that are hauled out onto rocks or onto beaches and they're starting to move away, that's because they're frightened of you and you're getting too close. So you need to make sure that you give them plenty space. Interestingly, seals can be pretty wary of things like stand-up paddleboards and kayaks because they're not particularly used to seeing them, and they move slowly and silently, so they can feel a little bit more threatening to seals, much like a shark might in the wild. So giving seals plenty space is really important, but it's also important for things like seabirds, especially during the nesting season, which is generally May to September in the UK, and also things like basking sharks and dolphins. It's amazing if these animals come up to us, and one thing that we can do is sit silently on our board and let these amazing creatures come and experience us being there with them. But please don't try and approach wildlife or try and physically interact with them if they're not prepared to come to you and investigate you. One really important consideration for paddling inland is invasive non-native species, so particularly in lakes and reservoirs. What's unfortunately happened is that there are species in certain places that shouldn't be here, and they are really dangerous to the environment, and so it's important that we wash our kit in between paddling in places inland so that we don't take these species from one lake to another. You can learn more about this online from the local environment agencies. In the Lake District in particular, there is lots of information online about this. If you're unsure of how to interact with the wildlife or what wildlife you're going to find there, then do contact local groups and organisations or go paddling with a local paddling group, because they will know all the things that you need to be careful of and where to find the most amazing wildlife.